Welcome to Bloodbath and Beyond. Today we review Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. Evil has finally found a home.
Directed by Adam Marcus, starring John D. LeMay, Kari Keegan, Stephen Williams, and Kane Hodder as security guard number 2, and occasionally Jason Voorhees. Jason Goes to Hell is about a new kind of Jason. He jumps from body to body, killing people on his path to find his long-lost sister and niece. And either that niece or his sister are the only ones that can kill him. We know this thanks to our main man, Creighton Duke, a bounty hunter who knows everything about Jason.
Jason Voorhees.
Well, that makes me think of a little girl in a pink dress sticking a hot dog through a donut.
This is a recommendation from our top donator over on Patreon, Deke, who, like I've mentioned with most of these movies now, he's recommended the entire franchise. So we're at number 9. I mean, we still gotta go back and do some other ones that we missed, but this is a movie that I do have some nostalgia for because I watched this very shortly after its release. We would rent this over and over and over again. We're gonna be talking full spoilers. This is a very popular franchise and you've likely seen this already. So we're gonna move on to our likes. For the brief period of time that we see Jason, including the intro, the false start. I really like that whole intro. I think Jason looks badass. He's the meatball head version. I think that looks cool as hell. And I really enjoyed the intro because they basically set him up to die. There's like a whole SWAT team. They flip on the lights and they blow this guy to smithereens. I think that's just a really cool way to start a movie. And introducing like the whole like body swapping thing is interesting, and I did like the whole like eating the heart thing, even though I know people hate it. I liked it the first time, but we'll say that.
How you doing, you fat ass, maggoty, blown up fuck? Suck this!
You know what? That's one of the things I kind of appreciated about this film. It was fun watching different characters trying to be Jason and killing other people or attempting to. Like, people actually fought against a Jason Voorhees possessed person. They put up some good fights and we did get a really awesome kill at the campsite.
It is awesome. They're just banging, and this is where the girl gets the spear through like the stomach and ripped up. Oh my God, it's glorious.
And that's what was nice about this is there was a lot of gruesome kills. We watched the unrated version. One of the ones that you didn't see in like the theatrical cut is Ward's kill, where he like goes out of the restaurant and gets his arm just like snapped, like right in half. Like, speaking of the restaurant, Joey, oh,
she's the best. She was my favorite character in this whole movie.
They look stupid.
Well, it's your own dumbass fault. They're supposed to look like hockey masks.
and she had a very hilarious death.
And we got that deep fry kill.
God, I love this woman. Hold me back.
Because there's so many characters, I actually did like them. Steve, our main guy, he kind of changed. Like, he went from a guy you think is a super nerd who starts to figure things out. He gets a little bit more ballsy. I mean, when he's in jail and Creighton's like, I'll give you information, give me your hand. And he like starts breaking his fingers and he still keeps putting his hand up. That's when he goes from, you're a little bitch to, oh, you're a fucking G.
I think the best moment he ever had was when he was handcuffed and they go back in the police station where he just jump rope in his own arms, knocks his buddy out, grabs a gun, and just goes to town. He was an action hero.
It was the moment he lost his glasses, he became a badass. I can tell you, when I lose my glasses, it's true. Check me out.
I got a gun. Fuck that. I got a gun.
There's too many to name, but there are lots of nods to different horror films.
I think most notably, and everybody would recognize this, is the end, how it ended. The fact that you see like Freddy's hand come up and take the mask, everybody's losing their mind at this moment, waiting for that movie. Almost a decade later, they finally figured it out, but at least this set it up for that.
I did also appreciate the self-awareness that this film had with the franchise and just the story itself. One of my favorite moments is when the news broadcaster is like covering, oh, Jason is dead or may not be dead.
Let's go to the tape.
And they just show a shot of Kane Hodder with like the dead on it because you know that's Jason. And I think that's where a lot of the hate comes from, is some people may not realize how self-aware they really are.
There are other more valid reasons to dislike this movie, which we can talk about right now in our dislikes, which is basically this doesn't feel like a Friday the 13th movie. That's probably honestly the biggest issue. Jason's not really a primary focus. Yes, the Voorhees name and everything, but the fact that you're not seeing a guy in a hockey mask walking around, it's gonna aggravate people. It aggravated me. Like halfway through, I was like, okay, he's just gonna go to another body, kill some people, but you never feel like it's Jason.
I think there would have been a greater appreciation if they did more of the mirror style of shots. You don't get that sense that Jason is even in the film. And sure, you can make the argument, well, in Friday 5, it worked because it wasn't Jason, but it was someone who looked like Jason. So you're like, yeah, go kill him.
Well, I don't think it always worked. People still hate that movie.
Yeah, I know.
But I think this one's like the most hated in the whole franchise. And well, I can understand why, because it's so disconnected and we're throwing in a bunch of new rules of, oh, we only need this magical dagger that Creighton Duke knows about. We don't know who he is. He wasn't in 8. There's a lot of weird magical things that happen in this movie. Like even just whatever that slimy little fuck that comes out of his body, it's cool as it is, but it's not a Friday the 13th film to me.
As much fun as it is, there is sometimes too much going on because you have like this relationship with our hero here and you're doing all this focus around him trying to be a hero, but then you have this like other story where it should be Jessica because she is a Voorhees and you're not really getting that proper development with her. They should be building this story around she is the bloodline, she is a Voorhees, and she is the only one who could stop Jason. Also, I made the joke that I thought it would be funny if the baby puts a knife in the baby's hand and just through the heart.
And no one's fingerprinting a baby. Like, oh, this baby's going to jail.
Maggie didn't get it when she killed Mr. Burns.
Spoiler.
That's another aspect of this film I didn't really think added to it, and that was the baby.
What the fuck is that? Get the fuck out. This is a restaurant, not a fucking nursery.
Right, the baby didn't really have much to do with anything other than the fact that throughout the movie, it was something for Jessica to care about. It's like the plot focused on the wrong aspects.
I know everything about you, Diana. I know who you really are.
If you're going to introduce a like family member of Jason when from up until now you only know it's him and his mother, it's just so strange to introduce Jason's sister. You can still keep things in the bloodline, but it doesn't have to be like a direct sibling. It could be an aunt, an uncle, or a grandparent.
Surely this would have come up before.
Yeah, especially when the diner in town is like run by Jason's sister. There's another argument you can make. Read the title, Jason Goes to Hell. I didn't see him in hell once.
There's probably like, if you were to read like reviews that came out back in '93, I'll bet you there are people that are like, there's no hell. Now it's time for our final thoughts and ratings. I didn't hate this movie. It's not the best, that's for sure, but I thought it had a lot of fun elements. Jason's look when we did see him was really dope. The body hopping is kind of weird, and there is strange lore added. I would say like this is way better than I'm gonna give it credit for, because I liked what I was seeing and I did like the story as it was, but as a Friday the 13th movie involving Jessica Voorhees and this whole bloodline situation and trying to kill him, we needed to shift the focus from the boyfriend to his sister. I didn't necessarily hate the movie. I didn't forget the soundtrack, which is awesome, by the way. Harry Manfredini every single time kills it. It's middle of the road for me. It's not the worst in the franchise, that's for sure. So I'm gonna give this 2.5 meat masks out of 5.
If Jason wasn't involved and this is a standalone film with like new characters, the concept is great and I loved the kills. It's just to put this in as a 9th installment on Friday the 13th, it feels very out of place. What you come to love about Friday the 13th is seeing Jason do what Jason does best. You don't get that in this film. You just get random people doing what Jason does, and they do it pretty good, but you want to see Jason do it. It's not a bad film. Like, the rating that I'm giving it is mainly because I usually can separate films from the franchise, but in this instance, I'm having a harder time doing it because they're making it very evident that it should be and is a part of the whole Friday the 13th universe. So with that being said, I'm gonna give this film 2 killer car slides out of 5.
As always, thank you for watching. Like this video and comment below with your thoughts on the film if you've seen it. If you haven't and you do want to check it out, links are in the description. And if you want to hear our thoughts on the rest of the Friday franchise, there will be a card coming up right after this sentence. And if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, stay up to date with everything Bloodbath and beyond.